another episode of A Mother's Journey. I am your host, Denise Freeman, and I am here with my friend, Portia. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. So we are
How are you doing?
Girl, it's fight some people, but it's a work thing. Like,
okay,
those people at work, the
non-corporate, the jobs are yep.
But yes, we are here. We are here to tell another story outside of my stories.
Thank you.
I am ready to, I've heard some of your story and like some of the things that you've done. And like we had that one where I actually met you, that sisters function where I actually met you and heard that part of your story, which still resonated with part of my story. So I was like, oh my God, yes. Like some of your stuff was like the backside of some of mine. So
we have to tell our stories. It's so important.
Yeah,
it's so important because so many people feel alone. You know what I mean? So it's so important.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna get into this. So as we all know, Portia has kids. That's the whole point. And we're gonna get into these
I'm a mommy
stories.
Yes.
Into these lifelong stories about how you overcame some of the things that you went through, what you actually went through childbirth, these early years of these babies.
Okay.
And some of the steps, since you want to answer some of the older questions, what you think you may go through.
I know. I start praying now. I pray now. I'm like, God, just please.
Yes.
Help me.
Did the same thing. Yeah, because my oldest daughter is 19. My youngest daughter is 18, and they're both, the youngest just graduated like
I saw that.
Yes. So, and I'm in a whole nother state. So on the back end, I'm like, we got to get this done. We got to get that done. But when I told my story, it's more, I was like, I wanted them to be raised a certain type of way from jump.
I agree.
I want them to be respectable and understand, some of the things that's going on, but I want you to at least be able to respect that elder or that authority as they got older. And it took a minute. it wasn't real hard, but they have that other parent on the back end. I'm telling them. And he was doing it.
The daddies don't help. I'm like, my kids' fathers are punks. Like, they do not help. They are like, and I'm like, this is a little person that has to grow up. So I know you love her so much and she's your daughter, but I'm like, you gotta be the disciplinarian also, but they don't know how to do that.
I think
that's my experience. My experience is my children's fathers they are not disciplinarians. They're like whatever the girls want.
Yeah, until my daughters went to live with him, that's exactly how he was.
Come on.
That's exactly how he
now was. You got to be a real parent. You're not just you know what I mean?
Yeah, come pick them up every other weekend.
Yes.
Yep. But on the backside of that, I still, after what I went through, which I'm going to get to that on my next couple podcasts, but when I went through what I went through, I still have my boys on the other side of all of that. So I still got two of them. Like out of my four, the girls went to live with their dad. The boys ended up with family, and I had to get myself together. So I had 1 year to figure it out, get it back right.
So the fact that you're deciding to share that is amazing.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you can say that is because as parents, we go through so much, and sometimes we are not like equipped. Like it wasn't instilled in me what I need to do to raise this child. Like seriously, I knew to be strong. I knew to survive. I knew to take care of my child, but it's a lot that comes with being a parent. Like more than just being strong, more than just surviving. And so it can be overwhelming sometimes. So the fact that you can say that, like, Thank you so much. That's
Yeah.
definitely gonna help somebody. Thank you.
Yes. So that is the whole point. As I said, that's the whole point. We're trying to help those future moms. When your daughters, after they turn 20 and get out of high school, maybe college,
Oh my God.
decide they want to have a baby, they can maybe listen to this, like I said, as they get older. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this might be what I see. And I know somebody else went through it, how they went through it, how they, overcame it, or the pains that I feel, different things. So hopefully the goal is for it to help that next mother, or shoot, even the fathers, if they want to know what the mom might be going through, how she might be feeling. So
and the fathers,
anybody,
or even definitely the next generation, but it can help a current generation or the generation ahead of us, like acknowledge certain feelings. You know what I mean? So it's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
So my first question is, how many kids do you have?
Two girls.
And how old are they?
Summer just turned 3 and Grace is 7, but she's about to be 8. So they're like 5 years apart. So I have an almost 8-year-old and then a newly 3-year-old.
At least not the 7-year gap in between me.
Woo!
Girls,
Summer was a surprise.
Girls, and then 7 years later, here come these boys.
It was a surprise.
Had just got rid of all my baby stuff. Okay.
Surprise.
Was there anything that made your pregnancy great?
That made it great?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like with Summer, I mean with both of them, knowing, even though they'd have 2 separate dads, like it's not like the baby was not wanted. So I felt like I was bringing forth this baby that was gonna be here and that was loved. You know what I mean? I probably was the one who didn't want it, but the dads were like excited. So that was a good experience for me. Having the support of the dads, I think that's what made the pregnancy great.
Okay. Now, with being great, is there anything like, okay, so like with me, with my oldest daughter, I was still able to do stuff. Like I still played football. I could still like do different things. Is there anything like that you were still able to do?
I still work. The only thing that I still did was work. Like I worked until I was like 38 weeks with both children. So like being pregnant, having a belly never stopped me. Like, yes, I was tired. Yes, I was like more hungry or whatever, but it never stopped me. Like I was able to still do the stuff that I wanted to do and needed to do. And like I said, I worked up until 38 weeks only because I don't know, at a point you just get so tired. But with my first daughter, I went back to work like maybe 3 weeks after. So that was a difficult transition, but I mean, as far as the pregnancies, thank God they were good. It's just a big adjustment because you're not, like, I'm a ginger ale drinker and I couldn't drink ginger ale. I'm like, I want a Sprite or a Powerade. Like you're not control of your body. So men don't understand that part because I don't know why I don't want ginger ale, even though I love ginger ale. And now I have to drink Sprite or this blue Powerade. It's just, it's weird. So that was the great part, but I had to adjust, definitely.
I said in one of mine, with my youngest daughter, it was cheesecake. Cheesecake.
Oh, you know what? I remember with my oldest daughter, I don't eat McChickens from McDonald's, but I used to like McChickens with ketchup.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, please, with my fries, I need sweet and sour sauce. And one time her dad did not get me like the sweet and sour sauce or something. And I was like, how? Why would you? not get me my towels because I would be that pregnant lady, like, oh, I need this. But no, it's like the hormones of pregnancy is crazy. Like, oh, it's a lot.
Now, what made your pregnancy rough? Was it swollen ankle?
I had high blood pressure. So they didn't want me to go into what's called preeclampsia, which is like really serious. Actually, with my first daughter, so Grace, my first daughter was born in Atlanta. So we went to the hospital on our scheduled day for like induction, September 9th, or well, I guess September 8th. And then they said, well, no, we had so many pregnancies, like we can't do it today. And so I was like in Atlanta by myself, basically. And I'm like, Mom, I called my mom, like, they said they can't do it. You know, I'm like, I'm 40 weeks. I'm at my wit end. And she said, well, just tell them you're sick and just, you know. So I told them and they checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was so high. And she was like, okay, we have to go ahead and admit you. So I was actually able to have my oldest daughter like the next day with both of my daughters. So they had to induce me. They broke my water. And they're like, just relax, Mom. You know, the baby will come. And they came so fast. They came so fast. Like, break the water. An hour later, the baby is here. Like, it's no relaxation. My girls were, they came very fast.
It was ready to go.
And then, you know, after you have them, it's like skin to skin. And like, Mom, do you want to hold them? I'm like, I'm kind of tired. I just put out a sit-down baby. Like, you know, so whew, it was a lot. I won't lie. It was a lot.
Okay. So I had C-section. So when I listen to other people's stories or I see them online, I'm like, oh wow, you know, I guess maybe
no, I had my baby's natural. The C-sections, then where I don't like a C-section, like they hurt. I don't know how people take those things. So they're like, Mom, you're a rock star. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm a rock star, but
I don't like it.
this baby had to get out of me. Like, I don't know.
I tried. My water with my oldest daughter leaked for 2 days.
Oh my God.
Yep, leaked for 2 days. I spent 24 hours, almost 24 hours in the hospital before they was like, let's go ahead and do a C-section before it's emergent.
Oh my God, no. My girls, I'm like, I'm told. So with Grace, and she came so fast. I said, well, my oldest daughter came very fast after they broke my water. And they're like, it's okay, Miss Mitchell, just calm down. And no, that baby came. So they're like, wait a minute, the doctor has to get here. I don't care who has to get here.
Like
she's coming. So
right now.
Catch her. Just get her when she get here, please. No, they come so fast, like, and then they're small, like 6 pounds or 6 pounds, 1 ounce is like super small, and just giving birth is like a crazy experience. I won't lie. I might have one more in me, but I tell people, I'm like, if I have another baby, you know I'm making money because I'm gonna have like a nanny and just all good. I'm not just gonna have another one. I'm not.
Oh man. All right. How was your child's sleep patterns as a newborn?
Okay. So Gracie was good. I mean, they sleep good. Like, they do have to get accustomed to, you know how like when you have, and when they're still in the belly, they start like, it may be 3 a.m. and they're moving more in your belly. And so kind of when they come out, they're still on that sleeping schedule. And then once they get here, it's like you have to adjust them to the real sleep schedule. But it takes a while because they, like, babies are literally, from the time they're born, like, they're very headstrong. And they're like, no, Ma, this is what I'm doing. So it was difficult. You're tired. You're like almost delusional. You don't know. Like having to get up with the babies every 2 hours to feed them is, whether you're breastfeeding or making bottles, that every 2 hours is no joke for the mom or for the dad.
And how did you go back to work after 3 weeks?
I had no choice. I had no choice. My grandmother was really there to help me, and Grace was on formula. I think I breastfed for like a week. I tried like a week or two, but I had to go back to work. I mean, I don't know. I did it because I had to, and my grandmother really did help me, and her dad, which I don't mind sharing that part of my story because it's a part of my story. He was incarcerated, so like even though he was like he's a great dad. His mom was there for us and his stepdad, but he was not there.
Yeah.
And so, we spoke to him often, but mama had to do what she had to do. And so from what I'm learning now, some parents don't do what they have to do. Like it's bad parents out there. It's bad mothers out there. But that was not me. So yeah. I'm like, okay, my grandmother said she would help me. I will pay you. Like I would give you money, but I have to go back to work because I want our apartment. I want this. So I just received a lot of help from my grandmother. I will not lie. I'm named after her. Her name is Portia. I'm little Portia. Everything is not perfect between us because it's like just a generational like difference, misunderstanding, but I will not act as if she has not like really came through and saved me somewhere. So I didn't have a choice though. I went back to, like, for me it wasn't an option. It was like, no, you're gonna go make money. Some people probably would feel like I could do this. No, I was like, oh no, I'm going to make money. I got to take care of my baby. So yeah, I didn't have an option. I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like I had an option.
Yeah. I can see that. I put money to the side because when they gave me a due date, I was like, okay, I'll put this to the side and I'm gonna pay my rent. Like I tried. Yep, with my oldest, I tried.
No, I live in Atlanta. It's so different. I was in Atlanta at that time, so I had a good job, but it was I was like, Lord, I'm about to have this baby. Okay. And when you have a baby, it's so different. Like, I remember the first time I was like, oh, I have to go to the store and just run and get this quick item. But it's not that. Like, you have to pack up this child and it's such an adjustment, like mentally. And so I think some people or some women and some men don't adjust to that mental part of it, that you really have to change for this child. And if you don't change, the child ends up being affected. But if you do change, I mean, they still end up being affected, but in a good way. But I had to change. I had to change the music I listened to. I just changed so much about myself. Like, I became a completely different person because I became a parent. So
that's part of that evolution. Like there's an adjustment or repercussions. Like we make, that's one of those sacrifices. And like when you come to it and parents be like, oh, I want a baby, but that's like you sacrifice so much. I tell, like, my mother will go around telling people, I remember when we were at Disneyland and she couldn't eat because she had one kid on one side, one kid on the other, and they were eating off my plate instead of eating off of their own plate. Like, I didn't eat for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Because they would just eat the food I put on their plate. They had to eat it directly from my plate.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's different. And you have to adjust, and if you don't adjust, then, I mean, we know what the latter part is. Like, if you don't adjust, then I mean, no parent is perfect. And like you said, I think earlier, it's no like handbook or anything, but we know what happens if maybe the parents don't adjust, or if there's bad parents, it's bad parents out here in the world.
Yeah, look, we've seen it. I mean, everybody has seen it. There's different things going on social media. They're putting stuff out there all the time. So my mother sent me one the other day talking about a lady who went on like a week and a half trip, left her 16-month-old baby at home.
Oh, I think I saw that one.
Yeah, and I was like,
that just don't make any sense.
It didn't. I was like,
there's no way I could leave my house, lock my door, and my child in here, and I'm just going on a trip. You're not going on a trip. Just don't go on a trip. It's okay.
I was like, was somebody supposed to show up to come get the baby? Like, but it was a toddler.
Yeah. Can't feed herself. No, I would never. I have a toddler, so I just couldn't imagine leaving Summer here. But like,
yeah,
no. Never. No.
Right.
So if your mind tell you that, at that point you need to try to take your child to somebody else. My kids, they just depend on me a lot. You know what I mean? So no matter what mommy is going through, no matter how mommy feels, because some days I'm sad or I'm overwhelmed or I'm tired or whatever, and it does not matter to them. No. They're like, you are my mommy, so I don't know. When I see stuff about kids and parents, like I saw a story of a guy like lined his sons up and killed them execution style. And one child got away and he ran after the child, brought him back in the house, killed him. I would never. No.
Yeah. It's I was like, if it came to that point, I just have to take them somewhere.
You gotta go somewhere. Because I hurt you. So I would literally, which I have places I could drop you off to. I have your grandparents, your father, but I'm not gonna hurt those babies. They don't deserve it.
Yep.
So if you feel that bad, please take the kids somewhere and you go kill yourself, but don't.
And somebody, and they have like they have the safe containers now for the babies. Some of the fire departments are getting the safe drop off. It's called a safe drop off. It has a specific name to it. And a lot of the fire departments are getting them. Like, you could take the babies. Like, I don't know why there's an age limit. I mean, because people, they like the infant, but once they get toddler, it's a whole new ballgame.
Well, shit, the infant. I don't know if I heard. Sorry, the infant is a lot. The top, you know what stage I like when they're like 4 or 5. Them damn infants and those toddlers. Oh, they are crazy. Like, no. So parents, if you aren't ready for a crazy person, they sweet now, but they're like very toxic. They're like, I'm gonna be bad, mama, but then I'm gonna love on you and hug you and kiss you. Like, oh no. Give me like a 5, 6, 7-year-old.
And I told you, like 3 years.
You know what? You might can raise this baby until she's like 17. I'm gonna take it from there to adulthood. No. Oh Lord, the kids are crazy. I mean, because they're just so free and they don't know. So I just keep in mind, like, they don't know, and they're just kids, and they deserve to be free and happy. But they're a little psychotic. My daughter did something to that, and I'm like, why would you do that? They talk about the terrible twos, but the 3-year-olds, they're terrible.
It's a strength. Like, ooh. I don't know where they get terrible twos. I'm like, it starts at 1.5.
It starts at 1.5. It goes to at least 4 or 5. They're terrorizing. They don't listen. They do stuff and laugh, and it's evil.
Like you're conniving. Why did you do that? And that's the cutest part, when they go,
And that's what my three, that's what she literally does. I'm like, oh.
Like, where'd you get that from?
Take a nap, please. They won't take a nap though. She won't take a nap. She used to take a nap when she was a baby, but not now. She won't take a nap.
I'm grown.
I won't lie.
Was there anything that made your child anything that your child did that made you laugh or cry or both?
I'm gonna say yeah, because I know, but like with my oldest, she had a neurological condition. And when I didn't know what was wrong and her doctors would not accept, I was telling them that something's wrong, I was sad. Like, I'm like, and then like my family, how I was raised is like super religious. So it's like, no, she's fine. I'm like, there's something wrong. So it's nothing that she did specifically, but it was something that I knew as a parent that I had to stay on top of. So I encourage parents. I'm not saying it, kids will be kids. So let's please get that understood. But with her, it was something different. So don't ever be afraid to even just get your child tested and just do different things, because she ended up having 2 different neurological conditions that we have to address. If you see her, of course, it don't look like it, but actually internally it's stuff that she's dealing with. And I mean, it just caused her to wear glasses. It caused her to walk a little bit at a delay. She had to do physical therapy. With Summer, nothing yet. She's 3. So I haven't felt sad, but as a parent, I mean, like whenever they get sick, you feel so sad. Like, I wish I could just be sick. Maybe you can't be sick. So like just little stuff like that, like I would rather be sick than my children be sick, because no matter how much they aggravate you, when they're sick and they're down and you like, oh no, I need my baby running around and annoying me and just being a child. And if they're sick, sometimes they can't do that. So that's the only thing that gets me is sickness. I'm just, and then I hate to say this because it seems like it's so dark, but I would never want my child to be like molested or feel like they're uncomfortable in a situation with the person, because I had to go through that. So I would never want them to be in that situation. Yeah. So that's it.
And you know what? And I'm gonna say this now. It's still another story for another day. But when my daughter was little, my youngest daughter, like, they're getting to the age where now they want to wash themselves up. And she was just like, I would check, make sure she was clean in that area at least once a week, just because, we have stuff grow.
Have to, yeah.
But this time she took off running. Like, I chased her around the bathtub. And I'm like, what the heck? I swore somebody touched her.
I know, and that's a horrible feeling. That's a horrible feeling to think. You're like, oh my goodness. Only because for me, I won't lie, because I've been through it, please don't try my child like that, because I would literally like,
we be in jail.
People say like, oh, what I would do, but no, just not my child. I don't know. She can't go through that. Yeah. She cannot go through that, because I know the effects of it as you grow up. And if you put that on my baby and you make her feel that way, you gotta go. Their dads are crazy. Like, you gotta go. I go. Yeah. But that's a different topic for a different day. But I really take that seriously. I've been in a courtroom where they will dismiss child molesters and the drug dealers have to go, but no, child molestation is very serious, and preying on children is very serious to me. So, I never want to go through that.
I never want any of them to feel like that. And I say, like, when we moved here, like my sons had to walk to school or walk home. And I'm like, I'm on the phone with you. I want to hear everything. I'm like, there's crazy people. And when they were both walking together.
And women like men too. It happens to a lot of men, and people don't acknowledge that.
Yep.
Or they glamorize it, but it happens to a lot of men.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I want to hear everything. If the car stops, you better tell me. If anything happens, let me know. Tell me what they look like. I need to know everything. So it was a thing. I was like, this is the first time y'all actually had to walk home from school. Like, and it like I said, it's not, but
where did y'all come from? You said when you first came down here?
Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like a whole, like, I want to hear everything. You got like 10 minutes to get home. You better hustle up that street. You better get there. I had a whole time limit. Like, if you ain't home, now I'm sending out to somebody. It's a search party.
Don't play with me as a mama. I'm telling you, like a different
search party.
I'm a different person as a mom, and then I noticed my mom is a different person as a grandmother. I'm like,
then they say that part a lot too. Yeah.
But I'm a different person as a mother. You know, it's different, and some people don't understand it. Like, you can't help it if you're a good parent, because I do have a sister, and she wants to be a good parent, but she just can't. You know, life just is a little overwhelming for her. But if you can handle it, being a parent is different. Like, you like ride or die. It's a different person. You're a different person. Yeah. I love it.
So these are more of the older age questions. So it was
okay. Let's see.
Let's talk about the teenage years. What do you think? So what do you think will be your life lessons as your daughters get older?
I just want them to be confident. I want them to be secure in who they are. And I want my number one prayer, no matter what, you could tell mommy or daddy. If your heart is broken, if you're confused about something, if this nigga trying to talk to you and this other girl, I need you to just come to, and it's not that I'm trying to be your friend, but I just didn't have that. So I feel like if you have that in your parents, especially your mom and dad, so that's my biggest hope.
Now, what do you think that you'll learn from them?
Oh my God, I learned so much. I don't even think I could be the woman I am today if I didn't have these girls. And I hate to say that because I don't want people to feel like they need to have children to do certain things, but I just know my traumatic background. So having my girls, I'm like, oh no, I got to be a different level of confidence. I have to be a different level of secure. Oh no, I can't act like that. I can't react like that. So it healed me. And I will never take it for granted. And even as they grow and they get older, the healing that took place and the not restitution. I don't know why that word came to mind, but I've been like restored through that. I won't lie. Like some stuff I can't believe. I'm like, I can't even believe I went through that, or I can't even believe I went through that and I didn't have that support. But I know they have that support, and so it's like they're gonna be okay. And I have to constantly like reassure myself, like they're gonna be fine. They have you. They have their dad. They have their grandparents. Like they have you guiding them. They have you with your knowledge, and you're not gonna let them. They're so secure. Like they're so confident. It's amazing. It makes me more secure and more confident. It's like amazing to see these kids and, you know, whether they want to sing, whether they want to dance, whether they want to just, I would never have imagined that I would raise these confident, beautiful daughters. So yeah, they healed me. I did not want to cry, but they healed me.
Yeah, couple they got me, like, even telling my own story, even on the podcast, it's like, wait a minute, hold on, I cry afterwards. But that's like that's the part where it's like, oh my God, these babies are just they do something to you. And if it's not for the good, then is it like who's benefiting from it if it's not going towards the good for them?
Yeah.
So the next one, let's see, is what do you still, well, yeah, that one's, it's kind of the same question, but again, that's because they're still so young.
Okay.
And we know that you're not a grandma yet.
No. But I will be one day, and I look forward to that. And let me tell you what.
You're gonna
Girl, I always prepare myself because I'm like, what if they're a teenage mom? Or what if they? I don't care. Like, grandma lit. Okay, I can't wait to be a grandma. I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait because I believe so much in legacy, and I'm like, no. So you gonna? I will never encourage, of course, to be a teenage mom or anything like that. But if it happens.
Accidents happen all the time.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you, gonna be the number one glam mom. I am. And all we can do is just from that point is grow. Like, okay, don't you be a teenage mother. But I mean, I will try my best not to have my children be teenage mothers. My grandmother was a teenage parent. My mom was a teenage parent. My mom learned from that. And so I didn't have my first child until I was 25. So I hope I will be able to where my daughter would maybe not have their first child until they're even older than that. Or, you know what I mean? So it just depends. But no matter what, I'm there.
Yeah, that's what I told my daughters. I was like, okay, so my mother had me at 18. I think my grandmother had her oldest at about 20, somewhere around 20.
No, see, my grandmother was like 16. My mom was like 17. Was young. When I tell people, I'm like, my mom is 51. My grandmother is like 68. They're like, Portia, what? I'm like, I got a young family.
Yeah. So I was like 20, almost 21 when she was born, when my oldest was born. So I was like, girl,
that's not bad.
Keep it going. But I had an aunt who had her first and only child at like 40. So
I had a couple of aunts and my great grandmother. They had their children at 39. Yep.
Yeah, I think she was somewhere close to 40. So she was like, "It's gonna be the one and only," because she didn't have. I
feel like I won't lie. Okay, I got my 3-year-old, my almost 8-year-old. I think I'm gonna be an old mama. I'm just gonna be rich. So when Portia finally have this third baby, y'all know I'm making money. Like, you know what? She making some money now because she got that baby. I won't lie. I ain't gonna lie. I want a son so bad.
I tell you,
and if it's another girl, it's okay. But
look, I'll tell you what an older lady told me after we get off of this.
Okay.
And it did work. I tried it with somebody else, and she had 3 boys and wanted a girl. And I was like, well, this lady told me to do this. And yep, she had a girl.
Yeah, because I'm a girl maker. I'm like, oh, is that my? I mean, I think I'm just saying, like, if I did do that, you know, I'm gonna be like 37, 38. I ain't gonna lie, like, not right now.
Like, we gotta get these monies together, put these babies on some title, those keys and get their money together. Yes. Gotta be like, nah, put our babies on that executive, all that stuff. Like, cause my daughter's is on with my business, and they're like, even on my webpage, I have pictures of my daughters down there as owners. So
I love that. Yeah, my bad. I published a book with my 7-year-old when she was about to be 8. I want to publish one with my 3-year-old. So we do the track, you know, we're on the right track.
Yep. Okay, so the next one is, are there anything you feel you can do better So it said could, but since your babies are still so young, we're going to say, what can you do better?
What can I do better? Yeah, I feel like because school is very important, that school stuff, you think the teachers are doing so much, but they're overworked and they're not. So I feel like I could definitely just do more at home stuff with the kids when it involves school. You do stuff, but it's like it's still not enough. So yeah, I'm going over numbers and days of the week in colors, but I'm telling you, like once you get kids in the school system, the teachers are tired, they're overworked, they're underpaid, you know. So I would love to do more with them school wise. Because in every other area, I feel like I hit it, but I'm just like, I was a smart kid. And so when my daughter, like my oldest one, doesn't measure up, I'm like, and she's going to second grade this year, I'm like, okay, so maybe I want to do like more school stuff. Yeah. And it's a lot because I'm like, even after this, like, okay, I work all day and I come home and I'm going to cook dinner. Y'all got to take baths. I got to take a bath. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to wash clothes. And it's like, I got to try to squeeze in some learning, but I want to do that because school is important to me. So, yep.
Yep. And my oldest daughter has ADD. So it was a struggle. And I just went through all of that in my story about that. Like, I was like, wait, I can't do this for her. I can't teach my own kids. And I had to figure that out. Yeah. I was like, I can't, but I couldn't teach her because at that time we were still trying to figure out what was wrong with her. And she was like in kindergarten.
Yeah, see, yep.
So, yeah, we were trying to figure it out. And like I said before in the podcast, it was like she was in like the second grade, she was in the first grade on her way to second when somebody was like, get her evaluated for ADD and ADHD. And she pulled up all her grades and I was like, yes. It was like something clicked. Her teacher was like, it was just the best thing for her to be on the medication, but she repeated kindergarten. And the kindergarten teacher was like, I didn't want to have her medicated. So she was like, yeah,
that medication is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
But I always feel like if it's what's best, that's what we will do.
And that was why I was like, okay, so her kindergarten teacher, she said, let's repeat kindergarten. Because when she got to first grade and we told her what made her do better, she was like, I never wanted her medicated. And I was like, I love her still to this day. And I literally just seen the same kindergarten teacher like last month at my daughter's prom. I seen her and I was like, I still love you to this day. Because
she made a difference.
Yeah, and she understood. And I was so glad that she never really wanted my child medicated, but that's what she needed in the long run. So
yeah, gotta do what's best. At the end of the day, we gotta do what's best as parents and accept what's best.
Okay, so is there anything you wish you is there anything that you wish you don't want to do? I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so my question, it says, is there anything you wish you could have not done? So what are some things you don't want to do as they get older? That's what I was trying to say.
Okay. Sometimes, okay, I'm being real honest right now. Sometimes, even though my girls have great dads, I still just wish it was just one dad. And I have two different dads. But they are great dads. But I wish they were one. And outside of that, right now, so far, I'm only almost 8 years in. No, because even when I go through like my oldest, she thinks I'm rich.
Oh, and that ain't gonna change.
I don't. She doesn't. I remember feeling and this made me emotional. I remember feeling struggle. I remember feeling like I'm too much, and like my mama can't handle it. So she does not feel like that. They don't feel like that. So no matter what we go through, I just always try to like we're good. You know what I mean? Like they won't feel like they're too much. I don't want them to feel like they're too much because I remember feeling like I was too much and my mama can't handle it. And I'm here and I'm too much. And so the fact that my children don't feel like that and they just feel like mommy got it and it's okay, that made me happy. I don't want them to feel like too much. I don't want them to feel like a burden. You know,
And as
because
long as you do it, you keep
don't ask,
doing it the way you are, it'll be okay.
yeah. Kids don't have to be here and we have other options, so we don't have to be here. So I remember feeling like a burden, and that's a lot for a child. Like if you're under 10 and you're feeling like too much,
Yeah.
that's a lot. So I just never I never wanted my kids to feel like that.
Yeah. I definitely understand.
Yeah.
I felt the same way, and I had a long conversation with my mother about it right before I moved. So like we had a full heart to heart, and I'm like, you told me at one time that you didn't want me
I
because
know.
for this reason, and I know she was just mad, but it hurt for
It
years.
hurts so bad.
It hurt
Yeah.
for years, and you just like, but you made me feel like this, and then you sent me to live with grandma. And
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and then my brother comes along and now he's like golden child.
Please don't talk about these boys. That's a whole now. You talk about a whole different story. These boys, I think God literally gave me girls just so I can learn. I mean, of course, like learn how to love myself, but love them and pour into them because that's not what happened with me.
Yeah.
But I had uncles, and we would always tell my mom, like, you love them so much. And it's because that's how we felt. Like, we felt like we didn't get the love, we didn't get the support, we didn't get the understanding. And you're giving it to them no matter what. Yeah. Whether they're catching a fed case, whether they are. It was just so much to feel unappreciated. So, yeah, that's a whole different, definitely. For a different day.
and I don't want to think people to think like my mother just was like, oh, he was the golden child. No, my brother was 3 months premature, 1 pound, 14 ounces. So he literally was the golden child.
The and miracle.
When I kid you not, he was this size when he was born.
I believe it.
1 pound, 14. So, and he still had his struggles and stuff. So, and like I said, I don't want people to think like, oh, he was a golden child. No, he had struggles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's different. Oh, that's different.
Yeah, it was struggles. And imagine we're 17 years difference.
I couldn't imagine that because 17 years old, that's like
I was a junior in high school.
You know what I mean? That's really a instrumental part of your life. So to have that going on and then, that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot.
It's like, and we took family pictures when I was up there last week. And I was like, we haven't taken family pictures since he was a newborn. So 24 years, we've never taken pictures.
Wow.
We took family pictures and she was like, yes, I'm
good.
And all this other stuff. So we, like I said, we had that heart to heart and we were at a good point where it was okay. So now my last one is, what are 5 things you would tell a new mom?
5 things I would tell a new mom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, okay, new mom.
Give them that inspiration.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, keep me in check with 5. Love yourself. Express when you need help. And I think I just said this on one of my lives, like, name that feeling. Don't just say, oh, I don't know, I'm just tired. Like, are you tired? Are you overwhelmed? Do you feel inadequate? Like express yourself and name your feelings correctly, because That's how you will get the appropriate help. Love yourself, name your feelings. Take care of yourself. Whether you need your hair done, your nails done, whether you want to get lashes, like please take care of yourself. It's okay. Nobody is perfect as a mother. We're learning. You might yell at a child too much. You're learning, but the appropriate thing to do is to adjust and to be willing to learn and to be willing to be corrected. Ask for help. Is that 5? Ask for help. Accept help. Ask for help.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's somebody cooking you dinner. I don't care if it's somebody coming to the house and you're just able to clean up and they're watching the baby for an hour. Like, you need help. Do not try to be Superwoman. So accept good help from people, not from people who's just going to judge you or whatever, but accept good help.
And I think that's where a lot of us parents, we're like, oh, I can do it. I can do it all. And we can't do it all. We cannot do it.
We cannot. I'm sorry. It's too much. They put too much pressure on moms. Like, we just can't. And it's time we are super women. We're superheroes. But at the same time, superwomen and superheroes need help. You know what I mean? So it's time for us to understand and accept that we will need that help. And that's a part of our superpower, asking for help, knowing we need help. Because that's what's best for us and that's what's best for the child.
Yep.
Yes.
So, and at the end of every podcast, I have a book with quotes about moms and loving and growing. And if you have something to say afterwards, by all means, go ahead. Like, if I have something, I was like, oh yeah, this comes to mind, go right ahead. So this one that I have for today is, a mother is one to whom you hurry when you are troubled, by Emily Dickinson.
Yep. No, Emily Dickinson. Yep.
A mother is one whom you hurry when you are troubled.
When you hurry?
A mother is one to whom you hurry when you are troubled.
Some of us don't have that, but that's what I want to be. I don't even want to just be that to my daughters, but to the women, my younger sisters, to my coworkers, to the women in my audience who are mother. Yeah, hurry to me. I want to be there. I want to be that voice of reason. I want to be that voice of support. I want to be that voice of clarity. Is very important to me. We accept that sometimes, I hate to say this, but it's reality. Your mother may not be your biological mother.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean cling on to every woman. No, but God will place women in your life that will be able to mother you. So acknowledge it, discern it, accept it, and hurry to it.
Look, now I'm about to cry because I had someone like that.
I'm telling you, it's real.
When she passed away, I was like, no. And I hadn't talked to her, but I prayed for her all the time, even though I wasn't talking to her, all the time. Couldn't get a hold of her. Like, I hope she's okay, because she died from breast cancer. So, and then my grandmother also.
I lost my aunt to breast cancer, and she was like a second mom to me. And I was always able to be so open and honest with her. And she would always tell me, just reach for more, do more. You're capable of doing more. Like, when I lost her, it was another reality check. And I'm like, okay, we have to really see like what we're supposed to do in this world. So I get it.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity. Like I told you, this podcast is very purposeful. So don't give up, don't quit. I don't care if you get 2 views, 5 views, 3. You keep doing it until you get 1,000 views. It's needed. It's needed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of A Mother's Journey with my special guest, Portia. Thank you for coming, telling, your story, answering all the questions, and just, being that listening ear that somebody might need later on down the line.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And you're very welcome. And thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. So listen in for next week.